Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm here. Gonna try to keep this video as short as possible. We're gonna talk about the Dawning, the Winter Destiny event that has pretty much come and gone. We are at the tail end of the event. We managed to finish the quest community event because Bungie multiplied the counter because we were set to fail. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is how disconnected I actually felt to this event compared to some of the previous ones. If we take a look here, let's go ahead and go into the actual events and for the Dawning cookies. Now, as we all know, the Dawning revolves around, baking these cookies and delivering them to the NPCs across the directory. Now, if we take a look at over here at the seasonal baker, so this is, everything that I've baked, for this particular event, 58 cookies. And that is up until from the event started up until now. Obviously, this is a minute number comparatively to some of the more involved players that actually managed to essentially complete this community event. And here's why. Let's take a quick look at some of these triumphs here, and let's see what you get out of them. So if we just kind of scrolling through most of these, you get the Dawning Spirit, which was required to complete the event. More Dawning Spirit. I think this one gave you a shader, and this one got I think this one just got you points, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. And that's about it. There were weapons that you could get this particular time around. Primarily the new one that was introduced was the Glacio Chasm Fusion Rifle, which is basically an Erentil archetype minus scopes, and a really cool, kind of a reskin essentially, which looks beautiful, don't get me wrong. That's besides the point. Aside from that, you could get presents that would also allow you to get the Avalanche, which was the first Dawning weapon that came out a while ago, and there was a SMG that was reintroduced. I want to say it was called the Cold Front, which is this bad boy here. This is another one that could drop from the Dawning presents. Now, largely these weapons are already in the game. Some of the other things that you could get through this would be shaders, which is through Eververse, and that's where we're going to. Now let's go ahead and take a look over here at the Eververse. It's filled, packed to the brim with Dawning theme cosmetics, ships, sparrows, ghosts, shaders, emotes, and of course, the armor. Now, this is where I'm getting into this particular topic of discussion, is the armors. Eververse has gotten largely better over the years. This is not even a doubt. Eververse has gotten better and better as Destiny has progressed. However, Eververse always seems to be center point for these particular seasonal events: Festival of the Lost, the Dawning, the Revelry beforehand. And if we take a look here, this is some really cool looking armor that essentially, if you wanted to log in day one into the Dawning, opened up your wallet, or if you had enough Bright Dust, you can do that as well. Essentially, open up your wallet and buy the shiny new armor sets, or the shiny new ghosts, for example, like the little helper shell, which is adorable, right? Or the Emberwick shell, which is really cool. It's, it's meant to be like a ghost covered in wax, like a candle. And then call it a day, and you've gotten some of the coolest stuff that you could get from the Dawning / Eververse. And therein lies the issue. Therein lies my particular problem with these seasonal events nowadays. They are largely reliant on Eververse. I want to play these events. I want to partake in them. However, a ship, the Starfarer, which, by the way, this was the animated emote that they're talking about, which, if you can take a look, it's way down there. That's neither here nor there. There's a ship that you can get with different trails that you can give it, and a particular entrance. And that's about it. That's really all you get by simply playing The Dawning. And that doesn't feel right. You have all of these different triumphs that net you the currency, the Dawning spirit, but outside of that, like, there's really nothing to get out of playing the game. Now, of course, you can work off technicalities here and pick up a bunch of repeatable bounties, get the Bright Dust, and get a bunch of Bright Dust because it costs 6,000 Bright Dust to buy a whole set of armor for a single character, and say that you played, you know, the event and you got the armor that way. But that just doesn't go with actually participating in stuff with the Dawning. You know what I mean? Already the Dawning isn't super fun by, you know, getting all of these different ingredients, by, you know, playing the game around the world to bake these specific cookies. Like, I haven't even masterworked my oven this time around because I honestly saw no need to it. So you can bake all of these different cookies and just deliver them around to NPCs. Like, there needs to be a chase for this particular type of stuff. And honestly, the presents that you get from Eva for a chance at the weapons are low. There is no directional chase, unlike the Umbral Engrams. And I'm a fusion rifle user, and I got like maybe 3 or 4 Glacioclasms that aren't super great. And that feels bad because it makes me not want to participate because the drop rate is so incredibly low. There needs to be, ideally in a perfect world, in my perfect world, this armor from Eververse, these armor ornaments need to be tied to triumphs. They need to be tied to baking these cookies. They need to be rewards by actually participating in the Dawning. Because outside of that, I personally just didn't feel compelled to participate. And sure, you know, you can put the argument of, well, FOMO, you know, if you don't play it, if you don't have time to play, then you're going to miss out. Well, then sure, then towards the end of the event, put the armor up for sale, just how they do with the season pass, where at the beginning of the season you have to work through your 100 levels, and then once they start hitting near the end of the season, you can buy the ranks just like that. But I would love a reason to participate in the Dawning, and currently there is just not any sort of incentive for me to log in, pick up any of these bounties, and complete them, you know? So anyways, that's my rant about the Dawning event, and hopefully, you know, if any of this feedback gets picked up, that it would be applied to future seasonal events. Thank you for listening to me rant about the Dawning, and we'll see you guys next time, Guardians. Bye-bye.